Hi, welcome to my channel, and I got these Pilot Parallel pens in the mail today. It's a set of 4, and I wanted to unbox them and show them to you and talk about why they're so special, at least to me. I've been working on and off for years with calligraphy dip pens, and here I will show you this. This is a pen nib holder, and oops, sorry about that. I'm kind of low tech here. This is a pen nib, and here is another one. And they come in different sizes of tips. See how one's wider than the other. And you dip them in ink, and then you do calligraphy. And here I'll show you a little example, something that I did a few years ago, just for the fun of it, and kind of like that. But see how the width of the letter strokes gets thinner and fatter, and it's because the calligraphy tip is wide, and the way you hold it creates that effect, the way you hold it and use it. So I've had a number of different types of calligraphy pens over the years. There are even marker ones, because the thing about that pen I just showed you with the 2 nibs is that you keep having to dip it in ink, and so it would seem like it would be easier to get one with a felt tip marker, that it wouldn't run out so quickly. So this is why. Here is, oops, keep bumping the camera, I'm really sorry. I will try to tech up. This is why I don't like these. This is a nice crisp nib. It handles pretty well, but see how it's dried out. And the same thing with these elegant writers. They can dry out, and the nibs can get squished, and they're no longer good. Like, I think this nib has got a divot on it. It's no longer straight across, so it can't write very well. It can't get the thin part. It's all fat in there. So you can also use brushes, like a flat brush like these, so you can get some as big of letters as your brush is. And I've got some big wide 1-inch ones, and you can use those to paint with. The only problem is that they don't get the skinny part. Like this does not get very skinny. So let's open up these, and you will see why I like these so much. And just so you know, I had 2 already, and they were like $11, $12 each. And they're different sizes. You can see on the top here. They're upside down. There's a 6mm and a 3.8mm tip. And I liked them so much. I wanted to buy the other 2 in the set. And instead of paying $11, $12 for the other 2, I got a complete set for like $23. So now I can have different colored inks in those duplicates, and have a lot of fun with that. So one reason why these are so great, and I'm going to open, let's open the ones I don't have first. One reason why these are so good is because they don't dry out so quickly. And here, let's see this packaging. Not sure how this packaging works. It doesn't slide. Okay, so it looks like you rip the packaging down. Oops, don't rip the little flyer. Although I'm going to have 4 and they're all the same. Yep. You're just supposed to rip and throw away the packaging. So here is what is in this box. You get 2 inks, a red and I think that's a black. This is a little piece of flimsy plastic, but it's very useful in cleaning the tip. And here, I'll show you. First, I'll take this pen out. I'm just going to be careful with the nibs. I wouldn't pick it up or try to pull it out by that nib, because once you break it, you just won't get it back into that same shape. So see how wide that nib is, and I'll show you it compared to the other one. But for cleaning, you can take it, and there are 2, I don't think you can see it very well, there are 2 pieces of metal on the tip, and they come together, and then look how they just touch each other, but they're not joined at the tip. But that's between those 2 pieces of metal, that's where the ink sits. And so when you touch that tip to paper, then the ink flows. So there's a couple reasons why I really like these over other metal pens. And I'll show you another metal pen right here. This is very similar to the dip pens. You don't have to dip it though, and it has a reservoir in here. And this one I can refill, but sometimes they come with little ink cartridges like the ones in this pilot. At any rate, the problem with these is that they kind of dry out. And let's see, I was using this earlier today, but oh yeah, see, in order to get it going, you have to work it a bit, and it's still spotty. And the ink in this cartridge inside of here will dry out relatively quickly, like a couple weeks. It's been a while, so I'm not exactly sure on that. Whereas once you put the ink cartridge on here, which we're going to do now, it will be a few months before it dries out. So I can just go and get it and pick it up. So this is the ink cartridge, and there are similar ones, which I'll show you, that will work. And you can get refillable ones, or you can refill these, which I'll show you how to do. So you just push, having a little resistance in there, I'm not sure. Well, maybe I got the wrong end, that's why. It's been a while since. Alright, I push that on there, and the ink is already starting to go up in there, and it'll go through this capillary sort of comb thing and into the tip in just a minute or so. And once you get this started, it won't dry out for a while. But this is what it looks like. And the lid screws on, and so you can tuck this in your bag and go. Let's test it out. Unscrew it and give it a minute for the ink to we'll let it sit for a minute. Oh, there, I think it's coming down. At first, I would fill these at home, and then get them all working before you take them on the go. Okay, now look at that. So that ink is interesting, kind of palish pink ink. I'm just using copy paper here. You can get better sorts of paper. So see how the skinny parts of the letters, like at the top of the B or that angle on the C, top of the D. You can get really skinny. See how the A, that part of the A is really skinny. But then you get the fat. And there are plenty of lessons on how to make the letters, how to hold the pen best for each letter style. But we won't go into that now, although what comes in here is a little pamphlet. And it talks about even pressure, taking care of the pen. It even talks about how you hold the pen nib at a 45-degree angle for a lot of calligraphies. It talks about cleaning it with that. So, it's a handy little thing. And you can tuck this in your art journal if you want a reference. So let's follow this reference and make a little italic letter, some italic letters. And I'll just pretend I have lines on my paper. And so the A, not perfect, but it takes some practice. B, yeah, I would definitely practice. I haven't done a lot of calligraphy lately. So you can follow it better, and you'll see that there's some little arrows telling you which way to make the strokes. And as you can see, as I did, for one letter, I will make more than one stroke. So instead of doing an A like that, which is good, you know, they will do 1 stroke, 2 stroke, 3 stroke, and it'll be a different shape. They'll have the little tips will be different. Anyway, that's a whole different lesson. The last thing that comes in here is this, and this is what you use to clean out your pen. So you would fill this with water under the tap, and then where I put the ink in here, I'm not going to take the ink off because I don't want it to leak out. You stick that up in there where I put the ink, and when it's full of water, just squeeze, and it'll flush through the whole system. So it'll clean out whatever ink is in there. So I'm going to open the next one, and we'll compare the size tips, and I can even show you how that cleaner will fit on an empty nib. So the next size is this one, and we'll do the black ink with that. And I'm going to rip this off. Woohoo, that's loud, sorry. Take that out. I've got 2. They're exactly, here, I will show you that. These are exactly the same. They're the same as what I got in my other set. One of mine is about 8 years old. One of these ones that I've shown you is about 8 years old. So it's the same exact pamphlet that came in that one 8 years ago. So continue opening this. Let's see how neatly I can get this off. Probably it will pop out a little, but we'll see. Oh. There we have it. So there's the next set. And let's take this off first. And again, be careful with that tip. I'm going to push it up by this part. I'm pushing under there to get it, not at the tip. And then it unscrews again. So if I were going to clean my pen out, I would fill this with tap water, stick it in there, and just squeeze, and the water would just I didn't have it in there very tightly. Yeah, push it till it's kind of up there a little further, and then just squeeze, and the water would come squirting out the tip, so you'd want to do that over the sink. So once again, we have the 2 inks and the little cleaner. So I got like a little box where I have my inks and a little box where I have my cleaner thingy, and I keep them in a little drawer. So let's see here now. We're going to try, now I have all sorts of stuff. Alright. We're going to try the black ink. How does that sound? Now, just see how I squeeze it on. And did you see that little burst of black in there? It popped open because there's a hard tube in there that pokes a hole in there. The plastic in there is thinner. So this hard, like straw inside of here poked a hole in there, and the ink started coming out. Up until then, this is totally sealed, so it's not going to like leak or anything unless you puncture it. But so this black ink is in here. Now, what I did on the other one, and that made that ink a little pinker, I did it off camera and didn't say anything. What I did was to dip the tip in a little water. Sometimes when they don't start right away, you can need to wait a few minutes. I wouldn't tap it on the paper much because you can damage that little metal tip. So you can do what I did, which I'm going to get the water. Dip it in there, and then I always have a cloth. So I dipped it in there, have the cloth, and just wrap it in that cloth. Because it'll make a mess up and down the sides of it. And that will often get it going. Not so much on this one. Okay, I'll do it again. I dipped it a little deeper. Give it a second. Don't worry though. I am not worried. We'll let this cap sit for a minute and give it some time to go through there. Once it's going, you won't have that problem anymore. Alright. So we got 2 more to open. And I'm going to push this stuff up here. Now on these ones, instead of using the black and red ink, and I'm not going to try to be careful with this because it's just a little frustrating. Just going to dump this out. Yeah, that can stay in there for now. So on this one, I already have one and of that size. And let's see what color is that. That's a beautiful black. Now, I don't think that's the black that came with it. Or is it? Yeah, that's the black that came with it. So, instead of using red or black, let's do something different. I have a tray here of, I'm hoping one of these, and I'll pop these in here, hoping one of these will fit. I do have some different ink cartridges, and I don't think any of those will fit, but what I do think might fit is one of these converters. Not that one, I'm pretty sure. Nope, it won't even fit in that hole. But I always keep Yeah, same with that one. This one though, my, oh yeah. Oh wait. No. Hot dang. Okay, so we'll probably use the red ink then. And I'll show you my one with the converter in it. Let's put the tip base on that. And then I'm going to show you this one. This is the one I already had, and I was digging through my stuff and found a converter. See how that started? I wasn't holding it evenly. Let me hold. Yeah, that's really pretty good actually, because I haven't used that in a few days. But look, this is the converter that I'm talking about. So, oh shoot, never mind. I think the converter is on my right-wing one. This has a converter on it. Okay, so I was mistaken. Silly me. I think you can get converters for these, but I'm not going to say for certain. Alright, so just ignore all that. So I have, I don't need to open the other one now, but I have all of these here. And different inks in them. And now we're going to do this little project. See if we can recreate that little sign that I made before. And there's a couple things actually I want to show you that you can do with them. When I'm painting with watercolor, instead of rinsing the paint out in the water, I just swish it all over a piece of paper. And then sometimes I go in and do some play around, make silly things in it, just to experiment and get a lot of ideas that way. So then I take and turn them into bookmarks. So let's try one of those first, and we'll go with the big pen. And I don't know if I started that before. Yep, there we go. Alright, so is that the biggest pen? Nope, that's the second biggest. Let's get the big one. The blue one is the biggest, and you know those sizes on the lid pretty much say it all. So yep, it's lumpy. You can't have anything underneath. Alright, so if you make yourself some of these little bookmarks, oops, lumpy. Anything underneath your paper is going to be lumpy. Make it hard to write. So that's the biggest one. So we'll do the second biggest one. And let's see. Always test them out on a scratch paper. You are is this the next, which one's the next smallest? Alright. Gonna have to squeeze it in here. I'm not a great calligrapher, but I enjoy it. I have fun. And I make gifts that I like to give. So, and then we're going to use the smallest one. And this is the thing I like about, this is why I wanted to get the whole set. And I can see that we're still waiting for this one to wick, for the ink to come to the tip, which is strange because the other ones are really good. It may be because it's so small, so I'm going to take it off camera so I don't hit the camera and just shake it down without hitting it against anything. I've got the tip pointing down and I'm just shaking it down. And now let's see. Oh yeah. It's starting to come. Okay. And as you can see, I got some ink. Seems like, I don't know. I'm going to wipe it. I don't like having ink on the outside. And I guess there's not very much. But I'm going to wipe it because I don't like it getting all over my hand. So, there we go. Oh. And that is my set of these pens here. Oh, I did say we were going to do one here. So let's try it again. Biggest one. Whoops. Dang it. If you have advice on like a reasonably cost holder for a phone for doing this, I would really appreciate it. So. Now, if I were to go slower, I would not have those little areas where it's gotten thin. And that's entirely up to you because it can make it look a little rustic and beautiful. And that's why I kind of like doing that. And so my advice is before you get any other calligraphy pens or sets, get this one. It's only 4 sizes, but it's a joy. It's easy to work with. And I guess I'm going to have to check in to see what sort of converters they have. I really thought I had a converter in that one, so my bad, sorry. And then, if you really like this, then I would go get those metal nibs and that plastic black pen holder. And there you have it. All 4 of these. And I believe they do have different colors of ink. Yeah, it looks like it says you can get 12 ink colors that are mixable, which I'm not sure exactly what they mean by that, but there you have it. I hope this was helpful. Thank you. Bye.